We are live.
Yes, baby.
Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey all hyped up because I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yes, he is. And we are the Mark Out Movie Podcast. And on today's episode, without no delay, we're talking about 1988's I'm Gonna Get You Sucka, written and directed and starring Keenan Ivory Wayans. This is his first full-length film that he directed. Before that, he wrote Eddie Murphy's Raw. He was a writer and producer on Eddie Murphy's Raw.
The way you said that, like he wrote Eddie Murphy's Raw. It's like a rash or something.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen Raw? Have you ever seen Raw, the stand-up?
I think I've seen it all the way through. It's when he's wearing the red suit, right?
Raw is
that Delirious?
Blue. Delirious is red. Raw is purple.
Okay, I haven't seen it then. I've seen the red one, the red suit.
But yeah, Raw is probably my favorite. But and then he also did something with Robert Townsend. He acted in Hollywood Shuffle, which was Robert Townsend's very first film that he maxed out all his credit cards to make, and he made a movie, and it was a hit. Robert Townsend, of course, later did Five Heartbeats and Meteor Man, which people may remember Meteor Man. But Keenan Ivory Wayans, he made this movie. The studio didn't support it, but he wouldn't back down, essentially, to a man, and it became a hit. It did well in theaters. He says there hasn't been a black movie in 20 years, and if there's a movie that had you in it, will you show up to see yourself in cinema? So saying that at that time there wasn't really a big wasn't a big release of a black movie that black people, So
I personally wouldn't, because I don't like looking at myself on camera. But I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, but not you yourself, but you as a culture.
I got it. I just wanted to poke fun at myself.
Yeah, I understand, man. We see you all the time. As a matter of fact, I thought I seen you. I was watching Chicago Fire, and there was a guy, and there was a guy that looked just like you. Talking about, yeah, man, I tried to pull the guy from the fire, but he wouldn't. I was like, it looked like Brandon. I almost took a screenshot to show you.
Almost sounds like something I would say too.
Yeah, use an extra. Well, because you're back, of course. On the count of your back, you can't pull nobody from the fire.
I can't.
But
I sure can.
All right, I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. Came out in 1988. Let's see. Let me get to this. Yeah. Where am I? What happened to it? There it is. You still see me?
Yeah, I see you. Cool. You got a message or a comment on Facebook.
Could you read it?
Yeah, The Last Dragon. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I have that movie, by the way.
That's one of Brandon's all-time. That's one of Brandon's all-time favorite movies.
It's in my top 5 martial art films.
This is Brandon's pick is next week, so we'll see.
You know what I'm picking, though.
Yeah, I know.
But I won't do the list next. I'll do The Last Dragon if Aaron's okay with it.
It's up to you. But in this parody of blaxploitation movies, a black hero wannabe reunites former black heroes from the 70s to help him get revenge on Mr. Big. His movie stars. Let's see. Oh, was that a message that popped up here? Oh wow, yeah, I could have shared it. Deshauna Maxey, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think we all had a special spot for Last Dragon. It's a Barry Gordy's movie. It's a Barry Gordy film.
Yep.
It's his probably one and only movie, I think, that he directed or produced. I don't know if he directed it or produced it, but anyway, this movie stars Keenan Ivory Wayans as Jack Spade, Bernie Casey as John Slade, Antonio Farkas is Fly Guy. Your man, Steve James, it's Kung Fu Joe.
Oh yeah, I love Kung Fu Joe.
Isaac Hayes is Hammer, and Jim Brown is Slammer. And there's Jeanette Dubois as Mabel, and then Don Lewis as Cheryl. And I won't name her. There's other people in this movie we'll talk about.
We got another comment on Facebook.
All right, let's see.
From Michael Moore.
Michael Moore. Let's see what Mike Moore says. My dude Michael, my homie. Never seen this one. You should watch. If you like blaxploitation films, and I'm glad that Facebook is showing up. That never happens, by the way. So, I mean, that's awesome. But if you've never seen blaxploitation films, I suggest watching I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. It's a parody of the blaxploitation films, and it's the Wayans, essentially the precursor to the Wayans brothers movies, like Scary Movie. I don't like all their movies. I do like Scary Movie. I like Don't Be a Menace. That was also Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah.
So and then
White
I
Chicks.
don't like White Chicks. Yeah, White Chicks.
I love me some White Chicks.
Of course you do, Brandon.
The movie. I mean, I got nothing against white girls in period, but I'm talking about the movie, and stay with me here.
But let's see. I'm going to show a little bit of the trailer. Let's see. Share screen. And we'll be right back. Here we go.
Never has a film moved so many and touched so deeply. United Artists is proud to present I Am Going to Get You Sucker, a captivating story.
Yo, baby,
I've never seen this trailer at all.
It's I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Yes. And it's the story of the brothers fight. Yes. Against Mr. Big. Yes. Well.
Let's get that sucker.
Yes. It's about action, bravery.
I'm a soldier, man. I've been trained for combat.
Romance
12 inches.
and danger.
If y'all step on my bunny, I'll kill both of you.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Let's get that sucker.
It's the good guys against the bad guys.
Oh, how come their guns are so much bigger than ours? It's a balance thing. I don't know.
Good girls against the bad guys.
You must got the devil in you.
And it's bad guys against the bad guys.
Now, you boys can leave either through the window or the stairs.
We gonna take the stairs. We'll take the stairs.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
You know what I mean, brother? Well, actually, I don't. I didn't grow up around blacks. Now, I grew up in the suburbs. Dad was a lawyer, my mom was a doctor, and all my friends were white. Chump.
All right, let's stop it. Oh, well. I'm going to get you, sucker. All right, so, yeah. So, first of all, let me explain one thing. The characters that you see in there, like John Slate, which was Bernie Casey, he was supposed to be like a parody of John Shaft with Richard Roundtree. So that's who his character was supposed to be, like Shaft. There was actually a scene from Shaft where he goes through the window with some dynamite, and like do some stuff, like literally just like he tried to do in the movie. And then let's see, Hammer and Slammer. Of course, Jim Brown, who just passed away not too long ago. Hammer and Slammer. Jim Brown was actually a blaxploitation star back in the 70s. He did other things, but he's primarily known for like those type of movies. He actually had a movie called Slam, or Slammer, or something like that. And then of course Isaac Hayes, Chef from South Park. Come on. But other than that, he did a theme song for Shaft. Who is the man that risked his neck for brother man? Shaft. Damn right. That's him. Yes, that just happened. Um, and then Fly Guy was supposed to be like Superfly. There's another black exploitation star back in the 70s. So everything, and then also the mother, Ma Bell, essentially Foxy Brown. It's supposed to be like Foxy Brown. They call her Sweet Brown or something like that because she's supposed to be like Foxy Brown. But yeah, so everybody is that. Another funny thing, not about this movie, but later on, there was an actual movie that was actual black exploitation stars coming together to fight younger gangs, and it's called Original Gangsters. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen it, but
Yeah,
I've seen the cover.
yeah. It's not as great, but it's still is it literally it's the Jim Brown is in it again. It's just like it's the black exploitation stars all over again. I thought it was a cool concept when I was younger. But yeah, you didn't like this movie though, Brandon. We're gonna talk about that.
He just wants to get it out of the way. I did not, but it's not because of that. It's just I don't know. I prefer straight up comedies. Like I don't like spoofs. Like I typically don't like spoofs. There is exceptions.
Like what?
With Spaceballs.
Airplane? You never seen Airplane?
I haven't seen Airplane. Naked Gun. There was another one. Oh, Not Another Teenage Movie. I really thought that was funny. But for the most part, I'm not the audience. And I know that. So I'm not going to hate on this movie like Aaron thought I would. I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to appreciate your love for it. Something new, right?
Did any of the jokes land for you?
Kung Fu Joe.
Other than Kung Fu Joe. So,
I'll tell you one that did. I don't know the actress. We talked a little bit about it last night. The actress that plays Althea in The Heat of the Night in the bar.
Sure.
Cherry.
Cherry. Yeah.
Yeah. That worked for me. Her taking off all her body parts worked for me. I thought that was funny. I thought the big toe was it Jim Brown's big toe?
Yeah, the bunion. Yeah, Jim Brown.
Yeah, I like that too. So I mean, it's not like a total disaster for me. I did find some of it funny. It just overall, I wasn't in the mood either. I haven't been in the mood to watch anything lately, so it's kind of forced myself to watch it. But I liked some of it. Sure. It's not like I hated the movie.
Yeah, I loved it, but
I know. Let's talk about your love.
Right, so, first of all, the movie starts with a OG overdose, and gold in here is like a metaphor for drug use and things like that. But it's gold because in the 80s it was what the kids was wearing. It was a lot of gold chains. I do remember the time frame where people had the gold-plated gold chains that turned people's necks green and funky. It was a thing.
Was that a thing? I thought that was just an episode on Saved by the Bell.
No, it was a real thing. It's fake gold. People wear fake gold chains, and then their necks get like they would get like an infection. It was a real thing. But let's another. It is says. Mike, shut it down. You could always go to Old Stand by let's see, Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. I like actually speaking of which, I think now I'm not certain. I try to look to see. If he is, he's uncredited. But I could have sworn I seen Kurt Russell in this movie as one of the cops.
Really?
Yeah, one of the cops at Kung Fu Joe, the guy that he throws over the car,
the
hood of the car. I believe obviously as a stunt double, but I believe that the guy that's walking up, I think it's Kurt Russell. It looks just like Kurt Russell. Like literally looks like Kurt Russell. And I was like, is Kurt Russell in this movie? And like if you think about it, 88, Kurt has already made Elvis. Has he made Big Trouble? Yeah, Escape from New York.
So I think so.
He had a little bit more of a name recognition, so maybe it wouldn't have been him doing like a uncredited part in the movie, but
I mean, I didn't see him, but hey, if you saw him, right? I mean, you can't be wrong.
I could be wrong. It might not be him, but anyway,
Kurt Russell lookalike then.
a heck of a Kurt Russell lookalike. But yeah, so he overdosed on gold. He just can't move anymore because he got so much gold. So and the reoccurring joke is, how does he go to the bathroom with all this stuff on? It's something that keeps coming up.
See, I didn't understand that. I didn't get that. The whole gold aspect. I was like, I'm white. I don't understand.
You are very white. And
I'll just be honest. I'm white.
I chose one of the blackest movies to show the whitest skies. So I'm sorry. Maybe next time I'll do Forrest Gump or something.
Now you're just poking fun at me. I don't like
it. No, I'm just playing. But although
now he's poking fun at me being white, now he's calling me slow.
I'm not saying that, but I don't know what would be the whitest movie. Would it be like Interview with a Vampire? Is that considered the whitest movie? Like, what would you consider? Dangerous Mind? Not Dangerous Mind, but Beautiful Mind.
Really?
What's white? River Runs Through It. What would you consider?
It's pretty white. Yeah, River runs through. It's pretty white. I don't know, Aaron. Why we gotta be race? Why can't we just all get along? I mean, this is why they're preaching.
Preach, brother. All right, and that reminds me of this. So, So after so what did you think about the funeral scene where John Witherspoon was playing the pastor giving the eulogy, and when he said Junebug Spade's name, everybody got up and they thought it was Lester Wilson's funeral, and they wasn't.
Oh yeah,
so they left.
I did like that too. Like no one cared about this guy or this brother, I guess you want to say.
Well, no, don't.
You don't want me to be so white, so I gotta be saying he's a brother.
No, but it doesn't come.
Ruined it. All right.
It doesn't come out.
I just made it worse.
You did. It's like not knowing.
I'll go back to being white. Okay.
It's not knowing the appropriate. It's like not knowing the appropriate amount of hot sauce to put on an item. It's just like you just think that everything will work, but no, just a little bit will do you. You went just a little too much. It's like salt. But anyway,
salt.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not. Don't go crazy with it. But anyway, in that part, after that they come home from the funeral, and that's when they get a visit by Damon Wayans. I think Damon Wayans and Kadeem Hardison stole the show in every scene that they were in.
Damon was good. I agree.
And Kadeem was like his lackey, like not the smartest of the bunch. Let's see.
We got a comment from Matthew Carter.
Hey Matt. Hey Aaron, how are you? I'm good, Matthew. I'm watching your YouTube clips. I've watched clips of the Indiana Jones premiere and the Flash. Maybe you'll watch. I do want to see Flash, but only for Keaton. I enjoyed seeing you at the theater. Thank you, buddy. It's good seeing you too. But yeah. So I love the part when Kadeem's character, Billy, I think his name, I forget his name, but anyway, Willie slaps the mother, and then that one girl Don was like, "Woo!"
Another comment. This is funny. I like this one.
Do you want to go downstairs or out the window? That's right. Do you want to take the windows or the stairs? Yeah, I love that. I love that bit. I love my favorite part is when in the house she done beat up Willie.
Yeah.
And then he's like, why'd you come here and mess this lady? He said, yeah, pick up all that and flip those pillows too. He's like flipping the pillows and putting them down. Yeah.
Got the dog excited.
But tell them what happens next. I'm gonna see what's happening.
Well, they give him a choice if they want to go outside the room, down the stairs, or out the window. They choose the stairs, of course, and it shows them getting thrown down the stairs. That's what happened next. Are you back with me now?
Hey, go ahead and talk about that. I'm listening to you.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, they get thrown down the stairs, which I thought was funny. And they're getting up, and they pass Keenan Ivory Wayans' character, who's coming home from the war. And he goes, he sees his mama, and his brother's wife, who he had a thing for, which is kind of awkward in a way, a little bit of awkward. But yeah, they found out about his brother, and that's where we go from there. Aaron's still not back with me. Okay. But here's what I thought about it. I thought some of the comedy worked. I liked the aspects of like I said, when they get to the bar, he's meeting with some people to take down his people that's running the streets, and he's taking them down. So I like that aspect of getting the group together. Of course, when you come to Kung Fu Joe, who's played by Steve James from the American Ninja franchise, I just love his character. He was so funny, poking fun of himself in those ninja movies, and he's like when he's going up against the police, he's getting shot at, and he's like crawling to a payphone, and he's making a call, and he gets an answering machine. I just love that aspect of it. But I don't know. I didn't really I guess I didn't totally get the comedy with everything else. I just didn't hit me. But see what's going on with Aaron. Not sure what else I could add to this. But until he gets back, though, I'll pause this and just talk about something else. Because I don't want him to miss anything of important. Because I'll go to what Matthew said earlier. He's getting excited for the Flash and Indiana Jones. I'm looking forward to Indiana. Honestly, see Harrison Ford's last performance as Indiana. I think that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the Flash for reasons like Aaron, Michael Keaton returning as Batman. I think it's going to be great. I don't know. But I'll be right back.
All right, so I'm back. That was awkward. I don't know where Brandon went to. How long have we been this way? Anyway, so I don't know where Brandon left off.
I'm back.
There he is. How long were you gone?
Like 30 seconds.
Oh,
I didn't want to go into too much without you being here. So
yeah, that's fine. Did you go away or did you just go leave?
I turned my camera off for a minute and got up for a second.
Oh.
Then I saw you were back, so I was like, "Oh,
Right,
got to turn it back on."
Why'd you leave? You're supposed to keep it going. Keep the juices flowing. No dead air. Mike Moore, teach this man about no dead air. But anyway, because he works at Master Control, he knows. But anyway, so I did like that part with the window of the stairs. Yeah, so essentially we get to a point where we realize that they need Jack wants to pretty much take back the neighborhood, and he's going to need some help to do so. And so he realized that his mother used to date John Slade, who was like John Shaft. He was like the Shaft of this neighborhood. And so he goes to find him and sees that he's going to be at a local youth gang event. And so let's talk about that. So did you understand the concept of the youth gang event? Like the running with the TV set and then the dog chasing them and the police and the pointing of the gun and stuff?
Yeah.
You got the satire of it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, just checking. Make sure. What about the stripping of the car and the stuff like that?
No, I didn't get that one.
Have you ever seen National Lampoon's Vacation?
The first one, yeah.
I think it's in one of them where he's asking for directions, and while he's asking for directions, they're stripping the car, taking parts off the car. And then the dude's like,
Yeah.
"Man, man, why are you stopping asking me for? I don't even live in this neighborhood." And like but he was just distracting while he stripped the car. Essentially, it was a whole thing back then is stripping cars for parts. But yeah, it was just like that. It was just a parody of that. And then of course David Allen Greer is the white guy that didn't know how to speak jive, or the black guy rather that doesn't know how to speak jive. He's not black. So that was a funny thing. But my part that I wanted to talk about is with my guy. I want to get his name right. You probably know him in from have you ever seen Tales from the Hood?
Not all the way through.
All the way through, man. You are
I
lacking
don't
in
think.
your black stuff, bro.
Hang on. No, I haven't seen that one at all. It was Demon Knight. I hadn't seen all the way through.
Well, I had to choose Tales from the Hood one day. But I can't find him. I forget his name. It's oh man, I can't find it, but it's fine. But anyway, he let's see. Let me do this. All right. He was like a he's the revolutionary dude. In the I'm trying to get his name. I want to get his name. He was also in Life, I believe. I might be wrong with the Life. Clarence William III,
Oh, yeah.
Kalinga.
I mainly know him from The General's Daughter, but I know he did a lot of stuff. I think that's one of the few films I've seen him in. I think he also worked with Clint Eastwood and something, but
Yeah,
not 100% sure.
yeah. I loved the part when he says, "Yeah, they're taking over the neighborhood." Yes, no, yes. Will you help me? Yeah. Well, and then he just talked about how the black, the brothers went down there with guns, but they're hiring today and they came back with jobs. You know, uh,
Yeah.
I just love that whole part. And Jan Brady, that's why they played the Brady Bunch. So you probably didn't know that. It was Jan Brady from the Brady Bunch. His
No, I didn't
wife,
know.
his Ofe wife. It's a derogatory term for white people. I'm so sorry that I just used it. Uh, but yeah, he actually got his Ofe winch, to be honest. But and she made and you didn't get the references with the bean stuff, right? Bean
Nope.
pie. I knew you didn't. Because it's a black thing, bro. All right. The Nation of Islam used to be famous for selling bean pies. They would go around the block, stand on the corner selling bean pies. But they just would you like a bean pie, my brother? And there's all bean took it a step further with doing the bean soda and bean dishes rather. It just it was just there was a gag in that. But did you catch who the little girl was?
No.
Boop.
Who's the little girl?
She's the little girl from Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yes, that's her. This is her first film. And then she later on went on to do Jurassic Park. She's the one with the Jello and stuff.
Yeah.
That's her. That was
Huh.
her. Also,
Not
Tremors. She was in Tremors. Same girl, same little girl from Tremors.
Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't pick that up.
You didn't want watching the movie, Brandon.
I was watching the movie, but I didn't pick that up.
Well, but yeah, man. I'm gonna get to it. So yeah, essentially he gets them to come back. It's just some funny things I loved about it. I love the gag of him getting beat up by the midgets, little people.
The little people, that's right.
And then he said family. She said they were just kids. He says a family of midgets isn't kids. It's a gang. but It's a funny line.
It's a funny line.
But yeah, I absolutely loved it, man. You notice who one of the little people was, right? From Willow.
Well,
Two of them from
yeah,
Willow. Two of them from Willow.
yeah. But I don't remember his name, but I remember him mainly for Bad Santa, but and Me, Myself, and Irene. No, was it Me? Yeah, it was Me, Myself, and Irene. He's in that because he steals Jim's wife.
I think he's also in Friday. I think he's Mr. Parker, Mrs. Parker's husband.
What's his name?
Mr. I don't know his real name, but in Friday he's Mr. Parker. He's but also in the bar scene, I want to point out my dude, one of my favorite comedians of all time, Robin Harris. He was the bartender. Robin Harris, he's the one that came up with the Bebe Kids. Have you ever heard of Bebe Kids? That's him.
I have.
That's Robin Harris.
And House Party, right?
Yeah, House Party. Yep. What's funny, man? What's funny is that Robin, you could tell that his lines, his what he's saying on the phone was ad lib, because like Keenan was throwing the popcorn. He said one of them like he's a Sea World or something. You know, just his delivery. Robin Harris was going to be like, before there's a Bernie Mac, there's Robin Harris, and I would argue and say that he kind of set the stage for Bernie Mac to come on the stage and do things. But had Robin not have died at a young age from a heart attack, I think that he would have went on to be like a major, because he's just now getting like HBO's hour specials and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it, man. I love the thing of he's a soldier, but he's never seen combat.
Yeah.
And he was actually he's a secretary in the military. And this is for surfing. Yeah, I love just the movie, man. Oh, another little part that I love. I know you didn't like it, or maybe you did. I don't know. When the mother comes up to the diner and turns into like the stuntman and punches.
Oh yeah.
It's just on the nose, but it was like, that's how the old blaxploitation movies are. It's like really bad, like really bad. You're like, oh, that's obviously a stuntman.
Yeah, she turned into a white man.
Yeah. But I know you desperately want to talk about your friend.
See, I already mentioned him when you were gone. So.
Huh?
I already mentioned him when you were gone, but we can talk about him again. Because I
love. Well, let me tell you what I liked about him. I did like his how dramatic that everything was martial arts. Even him putting his hands on the hood of the car is like, you know.
Yeah.
I love that.
He basically was making fun of his character in American Ninja. Like, he really was. So I love that aspect, that he was poking fun of himself. He was a guy that I felt could have went big as an action star, you know, a very popular black action star. But, you know, he got typecast as Michael Dudikoff's kind of best friend, because they did like 4 action movies together, and he was always the best friend, but he was the only one that actually knew martial arts. And, you know, but he was always kind of the star. Well, not the star, but he kind of stole the show in the American Ninja films, and any film I've seen him in, really.
I meant to mention that too. So his character of Kung Fu Joe is a parody of Black Belt Jones, which was, you've seen him in Enter the Dragon. He was the black guy in Enter the Dragon.
Yeah,
Bruce Lee. He was supposed to be like him, and so that was the whole purpose of his character. But yeah, I love when they was at the bar and they was shooting up the bar. He was just throwing ninja stars.
Yeah.
The whole time. It's just so funny. Just like that type of comedy, that type of writing is genius. Like, it doesn't take it's just some simple, like, another person. I don't know who actually is in charge of writing Harlem Nights, but that was a funny little scene where like Arsenio they're shooting up with the Tommy guns, where Eddie was quick,
Yeah.
and then the other dude in his gang just has that one, the little like little pistol and pop pop. After everybody done did that, they're just like pop pop. It's just like it's so stupid, but it's so funny. It's just like that type of comedy writing, man, is like it's just subtle, but it's so funny, and that's why to me this movie lands so much. And like, and you can't, I can't over understate the acting in it. Like if I think about Damon Wayans, when he's meeting with him and Kadeem was meeting with Mr. Big, and that's telling what happened. I love how his voice he gets angry because Kadeem Hardison Willie doesn't remember the soldier dude. And then like, he says, and then like this mother, right? And then like, it's fighting with picking her up, right? And then like all of a sudden this dude came in, this soldier dude. And then like Willie's like, what soldier dude? He said, the soldier dude, the soldier dude. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So he came in, right? And the soldier dude, and then like at the same time, like Willie just now gets it. He said, oh yeah. The soldier dude. He said, yeah, the soldier dude. Like, you idiot. And he said, so anyway, he hit me from behind and knocked me out. And then Willie's like, and he shot me because he doesn't know how to appropriately lie. And so,
Yeah.
I just loved it. And by the way, Mr. Big is the same guy that was in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's the dude. That's the sheriff from that movie. Yep. He was a big star, but then he started doing but I love that he's able to do like schlock and be okay with it. So
Yeah.
he actually mentions this in the movie. He's essentially talking about Jamie Lee Curtis at one point because Halloween was an exploitation film. Bridge back to Halloween. It always bridge back to Halloween. To Carpenter.
Like how?
How was it an exploitation film?
No. How? Why does it go back to Halloween?
Because he mentions it. You wasn't paying attention. Clearly, you weren't paying attention.
No, I heard he paid. No, I remember he paid. He mentioned her, but I don't know. I don't remember him saying Halloween, but I do remember Jamie.
Well, he said, and Jamie Lee Curtis, and then he was trying to find it, and then like I think Damon Wayne's like Halloween. He said, yes, Halloween. Because he's not above playing. It's not beneath him to play like in an exploitation film. Many actors are doing it now. It's funny because it was a commentary on then, but now it's a commentary on two types of things. One, you have many Hollywood actors that's at one point moving to do superhero films, which at one point you wouldn't think like big major Hollywood. You wouldn't think Anthony Hopkins would be in a Marvel movie, but that's the reality. You know what I'm saying? Or Angelica Houston or anything like that. You wouldn't think that you would see that, but we have seen that. Kate Blanchett, was it Kate Blanchett or Kate Winslet? One of them, both
Kate
of them,
Blanchett.
right?
Well, Kate Blanchett was in Thor 3, and of course Anthony was in the first 3 Thor films. Angela, I don't remember her being in any, but I know she was in John Wick.
Yeah, she's with John Wick, but yeah, but you see that, and then I would argue and say that you see another thing where movie like Hollywood actors, motion picture, big screen cinema actors has went on to start doing either TV shows or streaming stuff like shows that's built for streaming platforms. Because I think it's where things are going. They're like at one point you like an actor would be like, I wouldn't dare do like a television show, it'd be beneath them. But now you see like them doing that,
Yeah, it's what keeps their career going, streaming. It's like all the aging stars. That's what they need to be to be relevant, honestly. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about Chris Rock. He pops up.
Oh yeah.
It was his first film. I think his first. So which came first, this or Beverly Hills Cop?
Beverly Hills Cop.
That would be Chris Rock's first film. He played a doorman in Beverly Hills Cop. If we want to be realistic, Chris Rock was an extra in Crush Groove. He was just in the background while Russell Simmons was fighting Blair Underwood. Their brothers was fighting. He's in the background like, like, looking at the fight. But it's clearly Chris Rock, like 15-year-old Chris Rock. But Chris's first speaking role would have, I think, was in Beverly Hills Cop because he talks to Eddie Murphy. But I don't know if it's Beverly Hills Cop 1 or 2. In one of them, he talks to Eddie Murphy. He's a doorman. He's very young. He had a jerry curl.
May have been part 2 then. I don't remember him. I don't remember Dorman in the first one. I know the first one came out in 1984.
Yep. It might have been Beverly. I don't want to look it up. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah. I think that I don't know, man. I just love I love that little scene where he's like a cheapskate.
It's hilarious. And honestly, he's want to know how much the chicken wings are. And then he's like, "How much is for one?"
No, it was ribs.
Okay, my bad, ribs.
It's
Get the food product right.
$250 for a slab of ribs. It's 5 ribs. And then he says, "All right, give me a rib." He says, "One order rib." He said, "No. 1 rib. 1 rib." He says, 1 rib. And he says, "How much for some soda?" And he says, 50 cents. He says, why don't you give me a sip for a dime? 15 cents. He says, "My cup costs more than 15 cents." He said, "Forget the cup. Pour it in my hand for a dime." It's just so stupid. I don't think he ever paid for the food. I think he just got out. He got free food. Maybe it was his ploy. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should go to a restaurant and order 1 rib.
I'm not gonna say anything, but just don't.
Don't try to order 1 rib.
No.
What do you think about the Exorcist type of parody? In a sense, having cramps. Do you understand PMS?
I understand it completely, Aaron. I've been in a relationship with people before. I know. I'm not getting into that either. But
what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on PMS?
No.
So, why do women? Why do women go through that time, Brandon?
How do you feel about it, Aaron? You're married. How you feel?
Well,
do you think they have attitude problems when they're on PMS? Don't answer that, Aaron. Don't answer. No. Better not answer.
It's what you call a slippery slope, Brandon. Slippery slope.
It's going to get real slippery for you tonight.
Well, I never. But no, I love that scene where she was like, yell like, "No cramps," and and he's screaming. Damon Wayans is so funny in this movie. He says at one part, he says, "Willie, are you?" He says, "Lenny, are you mad at me?" He said, "I'll be madder when we get to we're going down these stairs." Just like little things like that, just subtle little things, just so funny. Damon is my favorite Wayans, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But okay.
Mine's Marlon, but Damon would be number 2 for me. I miss Damon, in all honesty.
I grew up with more Damon, so.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's got his son doing the acting now, and
Damon Jr.
He looks just like him, but he doesn't have that charisma that Damon had.
Yeah, he tries, man, but he just more like he comes off as a I'm trying to be my dad, but it's just not the same. Like for me, Damon, like just watching some of the In Living Color after watching this movie, just like his stuff is the funniest stuff. Like him and Jim, honestly, him and Jim Carrey. So there was Anton. He has a character named Anton who was like a homeless man, and he's on the subway and he's kind of walking around, kind of drunk, but trying to do magic tricks and and entertain people. But it's just the funniest thing. And then you have Jim Carrey, who just came out in front of the audience and said, "This is what transitioning is," and he just transitioned into like a T-Rex and acting like different, being Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And you can be like, "Oh, that's why they cast him as this. That's why they cast him as that," because you know. But it was because Keenan Ivory Wayans seen potential in Jim and Damon and Sean and Marlon later, Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer. He seen that your girl from Heat of the Night. He seen that she was actually funny. And they try to cast it serious, but he's like, "You're funny. You have some comedic chops." And
Yeah, she wasn't very good, in my opinion. She wasn't very good as Althea on In the Heat of the Night. I didn't like her at all. So it's like when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, she's actually got some comedy chops here. This is what she should have been doing all along."
Yeah, I think, I think because she was pretty, that people wanted her to be something else than
Yeah.
what she was trying, what she could have been. I think her career could have been differently if had she went the comedy route.
Yeah.
And now, did you catch the joke on Kim Wayans and being the director's sister? Did you catch that at all?
No.
She's the lounge singer singing horribly, and then like they said, "What's up with this lady?" And then the waitress says, "Oh, she's the director's sister." And then the camera looks at Keenan Ivory Wayans, and he kind of looks like ashamed, because it's his sister. It's Kim Wayans. She's like one of the most talented of the Wayans family, but a lot of people don't really know about her. She's on In Living Color. She actually wrote some stuff and wrote a lot of the comedy bits in Living Color. Wrote a lot of stuff in other shows later on. In SNL, I think she's also a writer on there as well. But she's like super talented, but people don't really know much about her because she got overshadowed by her brothers. But she's the funniest of the Wayans. They will say that they will tell you Kim is the funniest. But yeah,
It's a shame. Getting overshadowed by the brothers.
but they're a stacked family though.
They are.
They're a stacked family, man. But yeah, and still have some Wayans coming up in the game. So yeah. But yeah, man, I just absolutely loved the movie. I thought the jokes were really good. I love the Marlon Wayans was in it. You probably missed him.
I did. I didn't see Marlon. I was looking for him though.
Yeah, when Fly Guy was walking down the road with the aquarium shoes, and they break, and he's trying to run, and the kids are kind of chasing after him. One of them is Marlon and Sean Wayans. They're kind of like laughing at him and pointing at him, but it's Sean and Marlon. So Keenan literally put his whole family on.
I mean, that's one of the good things about having a big family. That's talented. You can showcase them.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
it's not nepotism, and it's not nepotism. Like literally, the Wayans family is just very talented family. Like
they are.
All of them.
I would say they're the most talented family in Hollywood history.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like I know a lot of people talk about the Baldwins, but only really Alec is really the talented one. I mean, some of them are okay, but
Billy's okay. Alec is the dude, and then Steven is not really on that level. I like Steven. I like him because I love Biodome. That's the only reason why I like Steven. It's because Biodome. But no, Alec is. I agree with that. Like I can't think of another family. I would say maybe the Hemsworths. Maybe now they're well, no. Maybe the Skarsgård. The Skarsgård.
Okay, they're very talented too.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have just said comedy, but
yeah, but no, but just to be able to write and act and things, it's the Wayans family. Like you have Keenan, you have Damon, you have Kim, you have Sean and Marlon. Like they had their own show that was very successful, the Wayans Brothers show, which was very funny. And then Damon went on to have My Wife and Kids. That was a very funny show. Keenan is still writing and directing and doing stuff in the background. And then like Keenan came up with Eddie Murphy and came up with Robert Townsend. Like they were all like a part of a crew of people that got famous one after the other, but came up together like in comedy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Keenan Ivory Wayans, one of his best friends is Jerry Seinfeld, and so they came up in doing stand up around the same time. It's just crazy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I got a book on audio book on the history of the In Living Color, and it talks about him and Jerry Seinfeld. And then I seen something else where it's talking about how there's only two people that has ever gotten mad at the In Living Color show: Arsenio Hall, because Keenan Ivory Wayans played like a Arsenio Hall character. He played Arsenio Hall, but he had like a big bubble butt. He had a big long finger. Yes, give it up for my dog pound, stuff like that. And, just like doing all the, and then like because Arsenio and Eddie Murphy's like best friends, and so he just showed like Eddie Murphy's name on the bottom of his shoes and just like making fun of Arsenio, but they were friends, so he didn't know he was going to take it that hard. But I guess Arsenio took it that hard.
Yeah.
But then the other person that got mad, he got mad at Jim Carrey. It's Bob Saget.
Really?
Because in Living Color, at one point they made fun of Family Full House, and Bob Saget or something made fun of Bob Saget, and Bob Saget wrote a letter saying that
I'll show them. I'll write a letter.
But it's crazy because they were all friends, and so he's like, what are you doing, Bob?
That's the thing I don't actually get about that. Comedians getting upset at other comedians for making fun of them. When you're a comedian, all gloves come off. There is no rules. It's a joke. You don't take it seriously. And I would think comedians will understand that, but apparently not.
Apparently Bob Saget didn't. I think because like he had a wholesome image on TV, but his comedy specials was all blue. Like he's the most
that's
profane,
the thing I don't get about Bob.
guy.
Like he was super clean with Full House and America's Got Talent, but America's Home Funniest Videos. But his comedy routine was so dirty. It's like I don't know how he managed to keep a clean image like that, but still do all the dirty jokes he did. Like
I don't think it would fly today. It wouldn't fly today, honestly.
No, I mean, I always knew him as Danny Tanner, but when I found out his comedy on stage was the complete opposite of Danny Tanner, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
The first time I found out that he was like that was actually in Dave Chappelle's movie Half Baked. When Dave Chappelle goes to the Anonymous Narcotics Anonymous NA, and he's like he has a problem with weed, and he's like, "Have you ever sucked for weed?"
Yeah,
and like I was like, huh?
I know it.
It's like shocked me. I was like, Danny,
yeah,
Mr. Saget, what are you doing?
And the Dumb and Dumber prequel he was in, when Harry, I think it was Harry, crapped all over his windshield. How he went off. It just,
oh wow.
That was my first time noticing that his comedy wasn't like it was on Full House.
Yeah.
But I was shocked.
But yeah, I thought this movie was great, man.
I know, and you know what? I love it for you. Like truly, I just have enjoyed you. You light up when you talk about something you love.
Yeah, it's just the movie. Like I was really loving like the lines. Like my favorite scene is the revolutionary, the dude, like that whole that speech where the kid's like, this poor white trash, it's capital swine, and then he says swine, and then he says to tell another piece of poor white trash, shot him in the head. Then just like it's so funny. It's just like it goes away that in at the time I imagine it was shocking for people to see Jan Brady, the lady that played Jan Brady, in this type of role, because that's why they played the Brady. That's the only thing that was really on the nose. They played the Brady Bunch theme in the background to kind of trigger like, this is the Brady Bunch. You should know Think Brady Bunch. Think Brady Bunch. I guess because they figured nobody would know who she is at that point in life. But
Yeah, I didn't recognize her, but I've only seen her as the Brady Bunch. So
yeah,
like all of them, I haven't seen them in anything else besides the Brady Bunch.
yeah, yeah. Other than the Brady Bunch movie was,
Yeah,
but yeah. All right, ready to go ahead and give our marks for it?
yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. You got my score up a little bit. Oh my god, look at him. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. It was a 1.5, Aaron. You got it up a whole star.
Oh,
Your
man.
enthusiasm, your love for it. I'm actually happy to see it. Go on, give us that 5.
I get 5 marks out of 5. It's a perfect film as far as like for its time of what it's trying to do, and it started the whole Wayans doing parody satire type of stuff. But Keenan's stuff is different from the other people's stuff because this stuff kind of has a message where he's poking fun at both. Somebody said he's poking fun at both blacks, whites, and society as a whole. So he's like he does that whole thing. So yeah, yep.
There you
Brandon,
go.
what we got next week?
I'm gonna keep it Back to the Future 3, but I will try to do The Last Dragon on my next following pick.
I'm sorry, you went away. What did you say?
Back to the Future Part 3 next week.
All right, and then I will see what I'll do. I think I know where I'm going to go. Brandon's going to hate me because clearly he doesn't like these type of films. But we're gonna change that. All right. Well, I'm not going to say it right now, but Brandon, what do we?
Because he'll change it literally 5 times before we
Yeah.
get there.
Hey, let me tell you, we was going to do 8 days a week, and I started watching it, and I was like, this is a disaster. But it's funny. I hope Brandon watches it because he probably will love it. He probably like, oh, this is the greatest thing. We should have did this one. 5 stars. It's for Brandon. I love you, Brandon. But okay.
Liar.
But we do want you to like, share, subscribe, and what?
Comment?
He's out. Comment. Just a comment.
Well, you said like, share, subscribe. What else is there?
Hit the notification button. They say that on YouTube all the time. Do that.
Yeah. That's the subscribe button. Hit that
And
subscribe button.
there's also a notification bell right but next to it.
Is there?
Yeah, you don't pay
Maybe I
attention
need to
to
get on
YouTube.
YouTube more often.
You do. This guy right here. There's free movies on there too, Brandon. Just look for them. There's whole episodes of In Living Color on YouTube.
That's what he's really after. He wants me to watch In Living Color.
You should. It's the greatest show. You'll love it.
Is it the greatest show?
It's great. It's better than Saturday Night Live.
Is it?
Yes.
You're telling somebody that wouldn't know. I've only seen a few seasons of SNL. That's when Farley and them were on it. So
Not in that time frame. No, Farley was gold. There's a golden era. I would say the Belushi era not Chevy. Not Chevy was there too. Belushi, Chevy,
Dan Aykroyd. Was Eddie there then too?
Bill Murray,
Yeah,
Dan
Bill
Aykroyd,
Murray.
Eddie Murphy. After the Belushi era, and that because Belushi died, then like Chevy carried the show until Chevy stopped carrying the show. Because Chevy got a big head. But I would say the next iteration was Eddie coming on, and then Eddie was a star. Eddie became a star during the show, and actually was a guest host of the show, while he was actually a cast member, because Eddie was Eddie. Eddie Murphy, Eddie's Eddie, right? Eddie's Eddie. And then after Eddie, I would say the next big time would have been like the Dana Carvey, Adam Sandler, Farley was at time frame, right? Phil Hartman, all that's the same time frame, right?
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, that's that time.
Same, yeah.
Same. And
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, yeah. See that's some heavyweights right there.
That's what
already.
I watched.
And then I would say after that time frame, the
Will
next big one
Ferrell's.
would be Will Ferrell's and Amy Poehler. I think that's in the same time. Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. I think that's the same time, maybe. I might be wrong on that. I feel like Will Ferrell and what's that guy's name? Jimmy Kim Jimmy not
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Kimmel. Not Jimmy Kimmel, but
Jimmy Fallon.
yeah.
And Chris
I did
Kattan.
watch
That's in that era.
Yeah, I did watch a little bit of that, but not a whole lot. And I couldn't tell you who's on it now.
I say the big one then was Will.
Yeah.
And then now I can't tell you. I don't know who's the
I
big
think
one.
Keenan's still on it, but I'm not sure.
I say Pete Davidson might be their biggest star now. Keenan Thompson.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else is there. I have no idea. But I know Pete Davidson is the only one I know. Chris Rock was in there somewhere. He's in the midst of I think he's with the Farley. He's with the Farley.
Yeah, he's with Farley and them.
Yeah.
Sandler.
So see how big of a group that was that came from that one.
Yeah.
And then with In Living Color, you had the original cast is Keenan. The ones that stand out: Keenan, Damon, Sean was a DJ. David Allen Greer, Jim Carrey is James Carrey then. Kim Fields, there's some more other people. But after that first little group kind of went away, I say the next big name that kind of came up would have been Jamie Foxx. So the show wasn't as even like that.
Yeah.
Matt, I can't look at Matt TV at all and tell you anybody that I would say, oh, Matt TV did this. Like Phil
only
Lamar,
one I know from
Phil Lamar,
Will Sasso was on there.
Will Sasso. What is that dude's name? Deborah something she was in there. I forget her name. And then what's Orlando Jones?
Was he really on there?
Orlando Jones is Jones?
It's Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on there. He's in the original cast of Matt TV.
I did not know that.
Yep. But yeah,
look at you, full of knowledge.
Oh man, I love those skit type of comedy shows. Like Kids in the Hall was my stuff as well. So yeah, I love those type of shows. It's lights me up. But yeah, all right. Well, I appreciate you tuning in today. Thank you for listening to us talk about I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. If you haven't seen it, it is currently on Prime.
It is.
Yeah. Also, you can look for Hollywood Shuffle because y'all will like that as well. It's Robert Townsend. I think you would like Hollywood Shuffle a little bit more because it's about an actor trying to get into acting, but people want him to play a certain role, and he's not comfortable playing that type of role to get famous. And so, yeah. So I would love to choose that one eventually, but I'm trying to wait till it. I'm trying to wait till it comes on a place where you can watch it.
He's trying.
Thank you for marking out with us here on Mark Out Movie Podcast. Have a good weekend. Happy Father's Day to the fathers, to my father, who is like a real life John Shaft, aka Superfly, because he had the Superfly mutton chops back in the day. My dad's soul brother number one. I love him. And
that's a compliment, right?
It is.
Okay, I was just making sure.
No, my father's cool as dude. My father's cool.
I've met him.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's
I imagine back in the day, I imagine he was cool he had a cool walk and everything.
We don't need to go.
I imagine.
Oh,
he's in the military too, so yeah, he was cool.
I could hear him right now saying, "Shut your mouth."
He probably would. But I'm just talking to him about my dad. But happy Father's Day to the fathers, to Brandon's father. Happy Father's Day to your father. Happy Father's Day to you, Brandon.
Oh, thank you very much.
You are also a daddy. You have a child.
I am. I'm a proud father. Proud papa.
And then also happy Juneteenth for us Black folks. You know, it's our Independence Day because they want to give it to us, but we got it anyway. So we thank you. I'm planning on seeing Blackening sometime this week or weekend. Yeah. Fun stuff. Have fun. Yep.
Have fun.
It's all about Black this weekend and Daddies. Both of them together would be great.
You know who said first? It's all about Black.
This is true. It's true.
It comes before Father's Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You broke up on me.
Where's Black before there's Father's Day? I said, where's Black before there's a Father's Day?
Wow.
Just throwing it out there. But all right. Love, peace, and so. All right. Have a good weekend.
This show didn't get racist at all.
All right. Not at all. It's just it got woke, a little woke towards the end. We're all wake up. Wake up. All right. Peace. Be proud of yourself. Yeah, I'm proud of me. Black.